Hello, I'm gonna talk about science interpreting translation. It's a cross-moral activity and a hybrid form of translation and interpreting. The information is received via reading, whereas the output is produced either in oral form or sign language. This mode of communication has taken on several names. Some scholars prefer sign interpreting, as it is mostly done in context that require real-time communication. Site translation is also used, and aside from appearing frequently in the literature, the denomination does have some merits. It could seep into oral translation without time pressure as an exercise to develop interpreting skills. As an interpreting activity similar to the consecutive mode or for language learning. It could also help quickly produce a translation and thus boost translators' productivity. Accordingly, Sci Interpreting Translation (SIT) is advocated as the hypernym to account for the widest possible range of scenarios and to avoid confusion with simultaneous interpreting as SI with text, mentioned as side interpretation at times. The real issue is not terminological, but our understanding of SIT, and it seems to be still preliminary. While previous research mainly sees it as a monologic exercise, recent studies are focusing more on its interactive nature, which is largely an uncharted territory. Even with the more familiar monologic SIT, we begin to realize that what we thought about it has not entirely been supported by evidence. Current research has established some features of SIT, and we know that the major cause of difficulties are the permanent availability of the source text, the linguistic, the, simil- the, the similarities of the language pairs involved. The fundamental difference between writing and oral communication and the crossover between the two to address the issues trainees, especially in such language pairs as English and Chinese, are encouraged to read faster and always read ahead while simultaneously producing output for previous segments. However, the suggestions have not always been supported by eye-tracking studies. The behavior that leads to better SIT output does not necessarily entail faster reading. In addition, while reading ahead is essential, the A's are more likely to be drawn to what will be immediately rendered as reformulation takes place. That say, we only have some general picture of what SIT is and how it is done so far, without finer details about what really happens in every step along the way. To better understand this unique mode, we need to capitalize on interdisciplinary collaboration, and we need comparisons across different language pairs as well. This is basically what is about site interpreting translation, which is so important to know in order to carry out something like that, or in order to do site translation. Okay, it's so important to know to handle this information, and thank you for your attention.